All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. We are back. We are back. It's your girl, BRANDI JENAE, and word on the curb, Miss Angela
Hello,
with
hello.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Season 10, Episode 12, Destiny's Men-ifesto. Okay.
Girl.
Now,
Girl.
what are we rating the episode? We always want to know what we're going to rate the episode. I told you I'm giving it a 5. Yeah, it's a 5 for me.
I'll say about a 6.
Well, and I just really do think I didn't want to associate like Love and Marriage Huntsville's success with just Mel. So coming into this season, knowing that Mel was not coming,
Mm-hmm.
back for the season, I really tried to keep an open mind about what the season would look like, right? Without them having to discuss anything that was surrounding her and Martell. Um, and I don't know how I feel about what's happening surrounding her and
Yeah.
Martell. I don't, I feel a little bit like that's why for me this episode is just it's just a halfway because it wasn't horrible, but yet, and I understand we've been introduced to these characters for quite some time. But I'm not even sure if we're getting the story. Like, who are you listening to grab this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this is the story the audience wants, but let's just jump into it. Let's jump into the episode.
Well, I would also say that I think the main reason why we probably are feeling a little bit slighted is because I think they made this episode around Destiny, even though she's not all the way through it, because we got the Fletchers kind of discussing that and everything else, but we don't see much of Destiny's life.
Right.
So,
And that's exactly what I was going to get into when we got to talking about her. And that's what I mean when I'm saying I don't know that this is the story we've asked for.
mm-hmm.
Or what we want Destiny to share. Like I think ever since Destiny's first season, we really have been asking her to share with us, to find out, about her. And it took, I think we did the reviews last season. It took all the way up to last season for her to, just share even a small
Her dad. Yeah.
with her dad, right. And it's like, okay, and now here we are in this circus of men, and the deal is, which you're going to feel some type of way talking about Destiny because now this is all up for internet fodder when you're not doing anything wrong but dating. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, now it's been presented in this way that just looks messy, and now you look desperate.
Yeah. Well, I think everything we do. We have a response to our action, and she led with this dating thing, and she's dating within the group.
Yeah,
and I think she thought it was cute to bring Will to the Fletch activities, whatever it was called. Thought it was cute, and not knowing that the man is talking about her at the damn gym.
right.
So it just makes it look like if you don't want this type of you don't want this stuff said about you, or want this kind of impression of you being like, I don't know, they kind of put her out there as maybe looking wild, but then Will kind of understood that it ain't what it is, and then gets mad because Martell goes back and tells her, because that's his friend,
right,
what his intentions are.
Let's start with at the top where Martell and Destiny are meeting. They meet with Martell, Destiny, and Chris.
Yes.
Meeting about the home. So Martell is he is hell bent on getting back whatever he feel like he lost during his marriage. I wonder if that include Mel. Okay, now let me stop. He may have gotten over that. Like he is settling with Ariane. So they talk about this house. He got a 7-bedroom, 7-bath house with a pool that he is building. So I guess they haven't. Did he tell us that he got his builder's license? But I'm guessing that he has. We haven't heard anything different.
Girl, I don't know.
Or he in partnership with somebody who do. Right?
Maybe he's doing that. I don't know.
And Chris is a little. Now I was confused about them all being there too. But listen, and I think that's the other thing that kind of gets a little bit under my skin with Destiny, because that. So back to Chris is a little confused, about what Destiny's real estate history is like. He says he doesn't know anything about her being in real estate in Alabama. We don't either, Chris. Because
remember, when her and Martell was talking, it was a couple episodes back before they had their little hiatus. She wanted the listing that he was going to do.
Right.
So,
right.
And so, like, it doesn't seem like she's experienced enough to even sell a $50,000 home, let alone a house worth millions.
And that's what I mean. That's what I was going to say. That's a part of a Destiny that has already annoyed me. And so every time it kind of come back around, I still get annoyed with her about it. Because I feel like that was part of her fallout with Mel, was expecting Mel to kind of do something. And so I felt like it felt like the same, Martell is a builder, he's building houses, and so you go into real estate with the assumption that your friends are supposed to hand you listings. And the thing is funny, because we was just talking about in my business training class just yesterday, we were talking about loans, and we were doing a banking class, and I had said there was a lot of questions being asked right throughout the presentation, and I told one of the ladies, I said, and I think I must keep this with Black people, I think we are the worst offenders. I said, it's funny to me how people feel like they can just get around something. You know what I mean? Like, and there is no easy way to be successful. There's no fast way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the rules are out for you. You know what to do. But somehow we the only people that feel like you get to skip some.
I don't think that we the worst offenders. We know is
I think we are.
No, we just know Black people. We don't know those other cultures. I'm pretty sure they do the same thing. They expecting a handout. They're expecting the same thing.
You know what's funny to me is I think that's what everybody wants us to believe. But I'm thinking more about I'm thinking in terms of, because I'm not saying that no other culture does it, right? But what I mean by I am just speaking from my own experience. I don't have regular personal communications, with everybody from other cultures. I am very much embedded in the culture, the culture I'm a part of. And so and when we talk about incarceration rates, a lot of different things, while we do know that there's a systematic thing that's set up, right, that has you already down, that's one thing. But we don't talk enough about how, you like, a lot of times people don't want to work for it. They want the reward without the work.
And they do too. That's why they kill each other for it. What are you talking about? They take out big life insurance policies and kill their family members for the thing. So yeah. They do too. I mean, I think it's human nature. There are some people who will work hard. There are some people who will not. And I don't think that varies in different races, because you're going to have the same type of person. You're going to have one person who's an alpha person who believes in doing this. You're going to have this other person now I'm going to try to get. That's why we have crime. We got crooks of all races. So I think Black people, you know, we only can talk about what our culture does, but honey, it's the same thing. They believe in nepotism. They do. They believe in all the
But
other
see,
things.
and like to your point, I don't think that we do though. See, like, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like this double-edged sword where on one end you don't want to follow all the rules. You want to like because there is this underlying, there's an underlying entitlement because of maybe our history, feeling like there's something owed to you. And whether that is like in theory true or not, the deal is this is where we are. You know what I mean? So that's why I bring up like the crime rates. I think crime rates, like to your point, and not to say it's only Black people that are criminals. I know that. But what I am saying too is like I use the analogy, we the only people that know that know they hid the cheese, but or know it's a trap, but you still go right in it. You know what I mean? Like we understand, we have the understanding of how our neighborhoods are set up,
So you
but
think
you don't do anything
there's
to
more
get out of
crime?
it.
So you think
You,
it's
you
more,
know,
so you think there's more crime within Blacks than it is any other race?
no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying
You're just saying
that.
the
I'm
incarceration rate.
just saying that we are the ones that have a lot of information about the setup, but don't do anything to avoid the setup. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that in the same time, it's kind of like because we have this entitlement to be owed something because something was taken, like I mean, and again, I'm speaking in a generalized way because that's what that is. It's just generalized. But I think we have our mental space have got us in a place as a culture that we don't like to point that out. Everything is something else. It's some other fault, some other, thing. And it's like, and so that's what I mean. Like, in a sense, going back to Destiny and kind of getting into real estate and then expecting your friend to put you on the listing. On one end, that's a very nice gesture, right? And what made me bring up my business class about that was, on one end, that's a nice gesture. You help your friend out, put on the listing, you know what I mean? Woo, woo. But on the flip side, it's like I'm in the business of wanting to get this sold. So if you somebody new and don't have experience and like it could be hindering to what my bottom line is. And I think sometimes people feel like you should be willing to take that. You know what I mean? To kind of hinder yourself to help them out. As opposed to looking at it from both sides, which is you have like say the goal is to get it sold. So I like how Chris kind of, he say he's sure he'll sell it faster anyway. So he's not even really tripping about her being at the table because he knows what he able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, but I'm saying with her, it's just like, is that the only way we're going to see you do anything in real estate? Is if Martell puts you on his property, right? Where are you going to sell? Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Right. What are you doing?
Yeah, she's not with a broker.
Right. you feel me? Like what?
Yeah, she
So is
jumping
that
wrong
the
business.
only way that you are going to? So I did I generalize it because I'm like I just think that we as a culture sometimes don't have the right conversations and point those things out. That there are a lot of people who really won't move because you're waiting on somebody to come and pull you.
Well, those are people who are not driven, though. So that's the kind of person that's going to look back. And I mean, that's why she's in the shape that she's in
Clearly.
financially, too.
Yeah.
She's not driven. You are around what is the comeback crew. And we just finding out with this season that you have real estate license.
Right.
And she didn't have
The
it for
whole show was built around real estate. You were introduced to us during the first season.
Yeah, because she said,
and that's the deal with Destiny. I don't have time to be trying to figure you out, and it take a decade.
And she had her insurance license for, excuse me, her real estate license for more than a decade, which was
But
shocking.
that's why it's confusing, because how is it
It's
that you didn't tell
confusing
us
to
that
Chris
when
too.
we first met you? How
Yeah,
is it that you got introduced to us in a whole different way?
yeah, but it's confusing to Chris also because he
Right.
what she know how to do. Because he's just finding out too that she got a real estate license.
Okay, right. So Chris did confront Destiny about not defending Nell, said Nell is feeling like that she was being ganged up on at the Fletchtivities.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up asking Destiny about Will and Twine. Like you said, Martell let Destiny know that Will is a hitter and quitter. He just want to hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
Destiny confirms she is not giving up no cookie unless somebody is committed. Martell seemed confused by that because he feel like, how you gonna meet somebody if you ain't willing to give them none? And which that's funny. Martell was also confused about how to behave in a marriage, so he was also confused there. But Destiny says she is not settling. So let's go ahead and unpack this whole thing. I kind of felt I listen again. I'm not interested in Destiny's dating life. I don't know her well enough to want to know how she dates. If it was Mel, I think I would be more interested to see Mel date.
But she ain't on the show no more.
Right, I know. But I'm just, I'm just saying,
one.
we haven't even got to know you. You know what? And this is not a dating show. Like, because it would be different if she was on Love is Blind, or you know what I mean, something that is the premise of the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. I don't necessarily think that this entanglement you found yourself in, I don't think it's cute. It's
not
not
a good look.
cute, and it's not even intelligent. It's
No.
like a dumb decision to me for you to have information about the proximity of these people in each other's lives. And you kind of chalk it up like no big deal. And it's like, well, where are your standards, right? Because it doesn't seem like you have any. And that, which is funny to me, going back to the giving up the cookie, it's funny to me how women and men, because I'm gonna talk about when we get to her and Will Day, we're gonna talk about his ass too. But it's funny how we have so much weight on right, if whether you're gonna have who you having sex with, if you're gonna have sex with them or whatever. And not that I think you should be choosy about who you sleep with, of course. But I also think that having a standard of not sleeping with people doesn't mean you have standards. Like the two, you know what I'm saying? Like the two don't equal, the one doesn't equal the other. And so what I mean by that is the fact that you would date 3 men in a friend group, single or not, that suggests to me that you don't have real standards. You don't have a standard to be able to say, no, I am not going to go there with you because of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's just like, even if she don't want to say they're friends, these are basically her coworkers. Right. And if you are dating 3 men that you work with, it don't look good. I don't care if you are single, but goddamn.
That's my point. It's like, where, and that's what I mean by like, where are the standards for yourself? You know what I mean? Like for how you present and how you.
Thought it was gonna be a cute storyline until she found out what the man said. That's what she thought. Oh, I could just date whoever I want to. I'm gonna leave with this. So I'm gonna date the Nell son, which I thought was a bad idea. Then she went from Nell son. She went from Nell son to the godson. Terrible idea.
Terrible. Another terrible idea. Which that's where desperation lies.
Yeah, because she don't have nothing else going on.
Yeah.
So we had to have a whole scene about, a whole episode basically about her dating life. And then I'll let you get there. Go ahead. Oh, but I do like how she did come back at Martell and say, just because you didn't gave up and got bald,
Well, and true.
it's settled.
And that's what I mean. Like I'm saying too, like you should have some there. Yeah, you should be selective about who you have an intercourse with, sleeping with. And so we get it, dating, and I think that's a female thing too that always has to be proven or spoken. You can date multiple men, it doesn't mean you sleeping with them all.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I've said it before. Personally, I don't date multiple men at the same time. I don't see the point in that. And what's interesting, especially if you're looking for a commitment, in my opinion, I think it's okay to date multiple men if that's what like you having fun. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of doing you. And what I mean by that is you're not looking for anybody to take you in out of that spot. Right. Yeah.
You're not looking for nothing long term. Maybe you just got out of something.
Exactly. Right. And so in that case, fine, date around, you know what I'm saying? Have you a couple, whatever. But if you know that you really are wanting to be in a relationship, get married, whatever those things are, I don't think you should date multiple people at the same time. What I do think is you should be dating as a process of elimination. So that, which is why I don't think I mesh with dating multiple men at the same time. Because if something is going on and the person is not stepping to you in, like have in a standard of what you would want, then why are you still spending time with this person? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like you should be eliminating people. You know what I mean? Like, and moving on and going about your business to the next one.
Look, pop the balloon.
Right, exactly. Pop the balloon and move on. But again, like I say, if you just want to have fun and I agree that's got to be what this is her just having fun and not giving a damn until it don't go right in the public. Exactly. But you're right. But like I say, hey, you keep your cookie to yourself. Do not be sleeping around with these men. And just have fun. I get she kind of, what she reminds me, she's like the girl who just keep men around like because you're hungry or like because you're bored. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so let's get down to Will inviting Destiny out to go skating on a date for a skate date, and he had like a nice little picnic. Now listen,
she didn't know she knew beforehand. Why she wear a dress?
Right.
I'm like, what the hell?
True. Cause she is desperate. That's what's funny. It's like as much as you don't want to appear desperate, you very much do. Because I agree with you. You knew what kind of date you was having. You had skates.
Exactly. The cute skates, but you can't skate.
Well, here you go. I sure hope she didn't pay a lot of money for them because why would you if you don't know how to skate? I assume the girl knew how to skate.
Girl, I thought so too. When I seen it, I'm like, what? I skate way better than that. And
exactly. That's what I'm like. You come rolling up with your own damn skates. It's blinged out. I assumed you was about to get it right.
Yeah. And see that? I said, what? She can't even stand up on them.
Can't stand up on them.
And you're already on concrete, so it ain't that bad.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Now they look like they may have been the wrong damn skates. Looked like they were skates that were for the floor, for the roller floor. But this is what I want to say about the date. It felt so. It's funny about Will already kind of having he want to hit it and quit it, right? Type of deal, type of demeanor. He even presents that way. Yeah. And then you come with this. I am going to call it a low effort date, but I'm also going to say, like, on the flip side, stuff like that for me, I would actually like, like I think that's because I meet a lot of men who, maybe they lead with their money a little bit. And so I kind of more so like, I like romantic stuff. You know what I mean? I like nice, cute simple stuff, you know. And so you take me on a date to the park. I did date a guy, and it's funny because I think men be like that too, like trying to make sure don't no woman want them for their money too. So we had our first date at the park. And so we went walking and talking and see, and what it, like I told him, what you don't know, that's something I used to do with my high school boyfriend. Or, you know, like we go walking and talking and stuff. So for me, like that's right up my alley. It's not a turn off. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be maybe to somebody else who feel like, oh, you ain't gonna take me out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? But where I'm calling it a low effort date for Will, because he already know he, you know, just want to hit it and quit it. So you're not even putting in a lot of investment in, you know, like into giving a good impression. I feel like, but and so I was like, hell, like that would have won me over. I like the idea of doing something cute and quaint like that. We find out Will has 4 children by 4 different women, which is a
Red
major
flag.
flag.
Mm-hmm.
That is a major red flag. What do you think?
Girl, it's time to pick up and go.
Yes, honey, I'd have had them skates off my damn feet so fast. Like, well, that's like you. Shit.
Pop the balloon, honey. Pop the balloon.
Pop the balloon, because honey,
Yeah.
and let me just say this real quick before we get to the rest of this scene. For anybody listening, okay. Um, I don't know. The man got to have a penis of gold for you to sit up and sign up to be baby mama number 5.
Mm.
I mean, like, I do really feel, and I don't know, like, I feel like you have to have very low self-esteem to be willing to take that on. That's why I say 4 children by 4 different women, that is a major red flag. So red, by the time he blinked, he'd be like, where did she go? Because, bitch, I'm out of here.
Did he say how old his children were?
He said the youngest was 6.
Okay. Because I'm trying to figure out his age. So he's more closer to Destiny age than the other 2.
But yes. Will suggests that he may be afraid of committing, you think, honey? Because he found out he's only been engaged, but he's never been married. Say he could commit to the right person or persons, as if he may have been insinuating a polygamy type of situation.
Polyamorous. Go ahead.
Right. Destiny goes ahead and asks about what Martell said about him wanting to hit it and quit it. He tap dances around and then says, well, he was probably joking, but then he goes ahead and admit that he had asked about her while they were working out, and in turn, then this was another nasty thing. And again, I don't know, maybe this is for the show. Maybe Destiny is a little bit smarter than this. But he turned around and turned it on her, and started to ask her about Twan.
Yeah.
Letting her know that he's friends with Twan. They've been friends for many years. Destiny said that they went on a business lunch, a business date. Will suggests that's how he got his kids from going on business dates. Which, so needless to say, he ain't buying the business date, huh?
No. Anyway. They was googly eyes, honey.
Right.
With no business being talked, but maybe a little bit at the beginning.
I didn't like how he flipped the script on her.
Well, I think, if him and Twan been friends as long as they've been friends, he already knew that Twan and her.
I would think so.
Yes, and he knew that when he jumped in her DMs.
Yeah, I would think so.
If this is all for TV, it's got to be. And I'm annoyed at it.
I'm annoyed too, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe Destiny is smarter than what it is appearing to look like on this television screen. But baby, I'm gonna need you to go. The next episode, we need to see Destiny going to see Dr. Francis.
Exactly, but because my thing is, okay, so the whole thread or that we're needling here is that Lance and Twan are god brothers, and Will and Twan are friends. Girl.
And because they say Huntsville so small, everybody know everybody. But all I'm saying is, you seem to not be able to have a understanding for what you want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like I have turned down plenty of people because the optics ain't right. You know what I mean? Like as a matter of fact, I'm not even. You can't even be from Gary to date me. You can't even be from there. But even before, when there wasn't that rule, I don't date anybody who hang out with my kid's dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that hung up to go out on a date or to meet anybody. Like, I understand that I can say no to this. You know what I mean? And like, and it don't mean like, and I ain't passing up on my soulmate.
Yeah.
And it's really just about like I'm saying, what do you want to deal with in the future? Do I want a some type of situation where a group of men sitting around discussing me?
Because they were. And I think she put this whole little thing she thought was gonna be cute. But I feel like, men do what men do, but when women do it, it's looked upon as so a man can go and do it, and he's macho because he's doing it. When she's doing it, it doesn't. We're looking at her because she's not.
Well, only other men think that's macho, because I think it's crass for men to do it also.
Yeah, but men don't care because they don't.
Yeah,
like he already cool, and could nothing be more cruel or crass is him saying he wanting to hit it and quit it.
Exactly.
So to be it, I would have never put myself in a situation where they would even be talking about me like that.
That's what exactly.
Yeah, because I would have never talked to Lance, because Lance would never be talking to
say like, okay, no, going back to even how we got all the way here, like you said, dating Nell's son. Which we'll get to what Nell had told us that while he was at dinner. Like, of course, she was friends with Destiny first. And that's what I mean. Like, you can I'm not going to date my friend's son. I don't care how attractive he is, how attractive he think I am. I am not going to date my friend's son.
Yeah.
Even if we of age. Like, for me to date a friend whose son would be in the same age range with me, that means she got to be damn near my mother's age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, but at the same, like, that's what I like, even if we're in the same age. Why? Because I would value my friendship too much.
Yes.
I would have value there. And I've had guys, their sons, that's so funny, have tried to holler. And it's no. I'm not dating my friend's son, my son's friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not that deep.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be your MILF.
What? Well, I'll be somebody's MILF, just not the boy that went to college with my son.
Yeah. Oh, God, hell no.
I don't mind being somebody's MILF. And that's what I mean. It's kind of like that saying, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So you have to have, like, this is where Destiny is really dropping the ball. You don't have any standards for yourself.
No.
You just date whoever, and I think, I think that may be more common than not, but you just date whoever you want, whoever want to date you. You don't even like, it don't seem like you have any
standard. Yeah, I'm just gonna date anybody.
Anybody, right? I don't care if they friend, they mama my friend, the other boy can be the guy. Like I don't care. I'm single. It's all up for grabs. Like girl, all right, honey. Now we get to Neil and Chris. They discussing this boutique Neil want to open up. Lance comes over while they discussing it, and they start to talk about him rehiring his brother Chris. Neil explains she felt caught in the middle between her sons, Chris and Lance, because she said Chris called her complaining, feeling like you're not getting paid enough, XYZ. Chris suggests another Fletcher dinner. I think that was Big Chris. Big Fletcher is what I'm calling. Big Fletcher and Little Fletcher.
Okay.
Suggest another Fletcher dinner. Neil is against it, saying they can't get along. Like they can have a party, but if they have to have a dinner where they trying to discuss family issues, like it's gonna go left.
Yeah.
Either way, they're gonna have a Fletcher dinner, right? Mm-hmm. So now we back at Will. Oh, wait a minute. Did I skip that? Oh, that happened before I did. I went out of order. So we did. So what did you think about that?
Oh, nothing. I really.
What I did think to myself, and I think we'll talk about this closer to the end when they actually got to the dinner. But Neil, I'm starting to see a few characteristics in her, and maybe they just triggering to me, just to kind of view her in this way. But I'm starting to see some characteristics in her that are not that becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
you that more at that dinner, yeah.
Okay. So let's get on. Okay, here I go. Now we back at the Fletchers.
Okay, did you do the gym part? Where are we at?
No. Oh, yeah. There we go. Martell, Will, and Ken. They meet up to play basketball. Martell admits to Will that he had told Destiny because he said he gonna look out for her. So, like, Will, I think, called himself confronting Martell. Martell says, "Yeah, I told her. That's what you said. Like, that's my girl."
What you thought? That's my little sister.
Right. So, listen, I like that in Martell. Yes. I like that he had that type of thing because you goddamn right, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And so Will say, well, now I know I can't tell you nothing. I guess Martell said, please don't, because whatever you do tell me, I'm telling her. Okay.
That's right. He said, prove me wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
But he said he can't because he already know what's going on.
Well, and funny enough, that did put a little dent in your plan. However, listen, will you be able to go out with Destiny again? For me, the answer is yes. She didn't make it clear that, because I would have made it clear to him as soon as he told me about the 4 baby mamas.
I know that's right. Would have been done. Talking to you. I would have said, nice talking to you.
Right. When he goes to that gym and said, well, we can be friends, but I don't want nothing long term. That's exactly where you would have left me on that skating or at that park. You'd have been knowing that we are friends. And there's nothing else that you can get here.
I would have said, nice talking to you. Tell Twan I said, hey.
Okay. Put in a good word for me. Okay. Because it's a no for me and you, dog.
No, all the way no.
And I would have made that very clear, which is why I'm saying, like, we have to normalize dating and eliminating people. Yes. Like, listen, let them know this don't line up, okay? Mm-hmm. Then let me see, where am I at? Oh, I said, then Will does it again, where he kind of turned the conversation towards Destiny, saying that she lied to him about Twan.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like that. I didn't like that neither time. One thing, I don't like that coming from nobody. And, and I don't know if I'm too sensitive. I don't know what the word for it is, if it's discernment or what. But that's the fastest way. I don't fuck with people who do that. We can either talk about what, you know what I mean? Like what we need to talk about and keep it in the subject, but manipulating and trying to, avoid what, you know, the issue being you, and to turn it around and make an issue about me, I'll never speak to you again.
But did she lie?
No, she didn't lie. He said, and I believe his description of the lie was saying that they went on a business date. It was something like him saying like she was saying that they wasn't dating, but then turned around and admitted that they had. It was something in that type of family. He's a manipulator. Look, you know, we say narcissist all the time. He's a narcissist, Sonny, which is probably why he hanging out with Ken and Martell.
Look, as the scenes was playing, I was doing stuff, so you know. I caught it, but I ain't catch it all. So, honey, I'm like, okay, girl, I was through with her when I seen her in that dress and them skates. I was like, oh God.
Why? Like, where are you going? Where are you going?
So what all they talked about on their little date, I didn't watch it. If the TV was playing, but I wouldn't.
You talking about Will and Destiny?
Yeah, I really didn't. I mean,
they really talked. They just talked about the kids. She said, so you have a hard time committing. You know, he said maybe not. That's where the polygamous thing came up. And then he turned around and asked her about Twan, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was really it. But never really, you know, like I was saying, going back to the whole committing. If you know you want somebody to commit, and that's why I say that, like, that's the biggest red flag. 4 children with 4 different women, he's not committing to you. He can't even commit to his fucking kids. For real. And ladies out there listening, that needs to be a problem for you. Like when you dating, that man should be committed to his kids. How the fuck you can commit to me and you can't even commit to your kids? I told my kid's dad, because he tries so hard to change the whole narrative. But I tell him all the time, and I tell anybody else, I don't trust no man I'll never see with his kids.
That's right. That's right.
How you got time to build any fucking thing with me? And you not, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care. They can be adult children.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of women don't care, you know, so you know, that's the kind of mentality they appreciate that. Oh, girl, honey, he don't like that baby, you know.
There's some competition, and right, yeah, like you said, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother type of mind frame to be in, you know. But yeah, it's a no for me. Like, and again, and I get how, because now my children are adults, so I get how relationships can be strained. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, whatever. Like, but the whole, I remember dating a guy one time, and it was the way he said something about his son. It was kind of like, he like, F that nigga, you know, something like that. And I just was like, whoa. You know, like he wasn't joking, because he was upset. You know, he trying to explain to me, you know, the discord that was going on between them. And so, yeah, no, how you build like, and again, I get it. These grown kids, you can't make them do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They got their own mind. They make up what they want to do themselves, and I get it. But I'm also thinking, that's not the type of guy, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's not the type of guy I want to be connected to. I want you to care that your son not talking to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to care. I want you to want to fix it. Like, again, not, you know, yeah, you might not be able to do anything, and that's okay. But when you voicing you know what I'm saying? When you voicing that to somebody, the sentiment should be hopeful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a turn off for me, you know. Mm-hmm. And here's the other thing, because I don't compete with nobody. So that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't bother me. I would like, that tells me a lot about a man, I think, is how dedicated you are to, even your family, but your children specifically. You know what I mean? And that's why, like I say, having 4 children with 4 different women is a definite, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for me right now, they can be grown. It's still a no. You ain't got no damn discipline.
Maybe they changed when they got older.
Listen, it's still no.
All these kids is 35, 46, and 61.
You saying 61?
He got one foot in the grave.
He's one of them my number then. Maybe they a little better than me.
Girl, that's when they want to settle down, when they about got one foot in the grave.
Ain't that true, honey? You ain't never lied about that. And that's another thing too. Don't come that listen now. That's the thing that almost got me caught up with my kid's dad. His butt, got himself he found himself in a health crisis. And at the same time, you want to come back around, try to work it out with me. And that it was, I kind of entertained it, but I agree with you. At the end of the day, it was like, oh no, sucker, take that shit somewhere on.
About to be your hospice nurse? What the
exactly. Exactly. Like, oh no, we not doing none of that. So he ended up picking the girl he was breadcrumbing for 5 years.
Just leading her on, honey.
Right. So I mean, I guess she got the prize. I hope
there ain't no prize. That's a responsibility.
I hope she did. Look, I hope she got what you're looking for. That's why when I went in and shook her hand, she probably didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, I go, thank you. Take that man off my hands. You can have him.
Now he got bad health too. Hell no. Like my dad told my mom, it was about 2 weeks ago, why don't we just get married again?
I know that's right. You want to take your ass on with your missing toe? No, listen.
Yes, girl. I said, Daddy, no, you didn't. I said, she ain't having that. My mom just laughed.
Honey, that's the fastest way to find the grave. Okay.
I said, they probably buried by each other though.
Well, and that's okay. That's okay. But don't come around here mad at your ass half dead. Shit don't work. Like,
Oh Lord, that's
I am working. It's working over here. Anyway, let's get back to the Fletchers, honey. We are back with the Fletchers. So they can talk to their adult children about boundaries. So basically, this is the same conversation that they had last season, right? All right. Lance informs his parents that he is bringing his date, Kiera.
Yes.
The parents are confused by that, which I would be too. Like, I didn't understand. This got to be for TV as well.
Yeah, it got to be.
Yeah, because I thought that was out of place. Number one, and like you knew the topic of conversation, I guess, and so why would you have this girl that don't none of these people know? But okay.
And why did they bring what's his name too?
Twan, right? Because he ends up showing up too, right?
All right, hello.
I guess Neil got to make sure she makes the point about the relationship between Lance, Twan, and her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you just gotta, drive that home. Because we didn't see him at the last family meeting. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, because I'm like, why is he there? And then she had to switch up what she wanted to talk about.
Right. So the kids show up. We find out Chris spent a couple nights in his little Fletcher, little Chris Fletcher, spent a couple nights in his car. He must have been going through a hard time.
So was he living with someone and they put him out or something? Is that?
I don't feel like they went into it. I don't
No,
know.
all she said was this stuff was on the back of the porch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's about what it sounds like, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about what it sounds like. Twan shows up. They discuss Kiara and Lance being in the same daycare class. Okay, girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like who remembers that shit.
It was on the picture.
Oh, okay.
I like in my daycare. I have like prior, pictures of children that came in all the years. So maybe there was a classroom picture that was up that showed both of them in the same class. Who would have knew?
So then let's see. Nell says she usually cooks. She's talking to the girls in the kitchen and makes a joke. Kiara, she said, "You gonna leave mama hanging?" Kiara took that opportunity to say, "Is it okay to call you mama?"
Girl. Nell said, what? Is she being thirsty like Miss Cookie?
Yes, she is. And look, and what it made me think about, I'm gonna bring up my kid's dad, mama. I've been knowing that lady since I was 16 years old. I ain't never called her mama.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't never even felt comfortable. I
Yeah.
never called her anything. I never called her name
Really?
at all. Mm-hmm.
So you just say, "Hey, you"?
I just started talking. Yeah. For sure. Or like I don't talk to her on the phone at this point. Like I haven't spoke to her. Like as far as keep conversation, it's been a lot of years now. I think since about 2018.
Oh.
But even before then, yeah, I just started talking. If I called on the phone, like you say, just hey, you know what I mean? Because the deal with, I thought about this the other. I don't know why it popped in my head. But you know how before when you call people, you say, "Hello, may I speak to?" Right? Like you don't have to do that today because most times, like everybody's phone is personal, so the person whose phone it is answering.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I ain't never, and I look and I laugh. I'm gonna tell y'all this other little joke because I hear my brother cracking up, honey. So there is a significance to it for me. So which is funny, like you said, she is being thirsty. Oh, is it okay to call you mama? Which I always thought that was so funny with girls, and boys' mamas, right? Like wanting to feel that acceptance from the boy's mom, and in a way where you want to call her mom and oh, I'm over at the house. What I found out, and listen, my kid's dad, mama, that's the one who taught it to me because I only got one child's father. I only got one baby daddy.
Me too.
But they kick it with anybody they son bring around.
Most of them do. Yeah.
So what your son would have to do, like my sons they haven't brought any girl they go on a date with around me.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, shoot, the girlfriend list is pretty low. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like, and I mean my sons are handsome, but that was not the emphasis on their life. You know what I mean? It's like to go get a girlfriend. So when they was in high school, we didn't focus on girlfriends, nothing like that. It was your schoolwork. But again, even now, like me and Caitlin, that's my youngest girlfriend. That's the only girl he's ever brought to introduce to me outside of his like prom date. You know what I mean? But yeah, and so I'm saying that about the type of character your man needs to have because the mama gonna kick it with anybody he brings. Now she might ask him some questions, but so I'm saying calling mama don't mean a damn thing because that ain't your mama.
No, I've never done that. Never. I've never done that. I've never called nobody else mama or dad.
Like I have referred to one of my best friends to her mother as mom. But the deal is because I felt like she would have my back that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never got that from my kid, from that lady. And so, and even that's why I say there's a significance to me not even calling her name. And it's really just because I've never been comfortable with her.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that's, like that was the way how I handled it. That
Wow.
was it. I know that was how I handled it. So weird. But I feel like the weirdest thing too, I was young and I didn't know no better in a sense of how to assess that. Like I can see it now because I'm, older now, and now I kind of know better. Um, but at the time, this is what so, and I guess, and it's so funny because I think she really wanted somebody to call her mama, or whatever, like really, really bad. So this is the story I'm gonna tell y'all. My kid's dad is kind of like, I would categorize him as like, I would categorize him like a hood guy. You know what I mean? Like, not blue collar, very blue collar. You know what I'm saying? Like not buttoned up. He like ripping around the streets. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, hustler type, all of that. Okay.
Mm.
And with that being said, he has a nickname, right? That his street people call him. Like I
Right.
don't even call him that name, right? And so one day this was years ago, y'all, but I'll get on Facebook and it was something that was commented, and his mom had commented on it, and she called herself, so his street name is Bo or whatever. So she called herself, she was replying to one of his friends or whatever, and she signed off like Mama Bo.
Oh.
Right.
Look, is she like a Carlissa to Blueface?
Yeah, probably. Probably. Because, and it's funny that as soon as I said that, see, you picked up on it, right? Because that was the same thing I said. I was like, oh,
What?
like, why would you like that? And like I said, that's his, like, and like I told you, I don't even call him that name. I might have, I think when I threw him a birthday party, I might have put it on his cake because it was, like all his friends was coming. And that's what they call him, but that's not what I call him. And 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 when I met the man, that wasn't what she called him either. Like, so
Oh my goodness.
I thought to myself, that's what I called my brother, honey, and I was like, okay, like, is it me or is this the most hood ghetto shit you ever seen in your life?
Mama Bo, I guess.
Right.
No, I'm not
Because
gonna.
who takes on a child's street persona?
Yeah. In the ghetto. Talking about the ghetto. Nah.
Girl, I was like, oh my God.
Is he hood famous?
I think he is, but Gary is 53 blocks, honey, so it ain't hard to be hood famous. And let me tell y'all another one. And that was the moment I knew it again. It wasn't no future for us, like in no type of way. When he got his vanity plate, and the vanity plate said the park, I was like, oh hell no. So that's short for Glen Park.
Okay.
That's what that's what we how like why we might refer to the region or something. That's so Glen Park is the neighborhood.
Oh,
But
okay.
in what do you call our Ebonics or whatever, it's
That's
slang,
his hood.
right?
That's his hood,
Right.
huh?
Slang for it to be the park, and that's when I saw that, I said, oh, that man ain't never leaving that place.
Girl, that's his set.
That right, honey. And here's the other part. And I ain't never going back. I don't care. I don't give a shit how hard times get. I am never going to live back in Gary.
Mm.
Ever. Ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that like I said, that was and like I said, and so she got that kind of, and again, going back to me not feeling comfortable with her, not wanting to call her mine. I may have typed it here and there, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of like when you got to sign a card or something. I may have
Yeah.
done it that way. Um, but and that she would refer to me as her daughter-in-law, but I didn't like that either. I was just always way more mature for my age, I guess, more mature than I even gave myself credit for. I didn't like that either because I wasn't married to him.
Yeah.
And so it was like I'm not the one, I'm not gonna play like it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Not that I wanted to get married, but today I understand why we didn't get married. But it was just like, no, like, whatever. Anyway, but yes, honey, her ghetto tale, that is what she want them boys to call her. And the funny thing is, they won't call her that. So they still, which the normal thing would be, to call her Ma and whatever her last name is, because that's the second part. That's not even her name. So part of his street name is from his name. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but you don't have the same last name as him. So it's not even true.
What is the word I'm looking for? That she's just trying to get some. What Krishan always say? They're
Some
trying to get.
clout.
Yeah, she cloud chasing.
Some clout chasing. Yes, girl, that is perfect. Yes.
She cloud chasing her
Cloud
son.
chasing.
Cause that's
Cloud
what,
chasing.
because Carlissa, that's what she does. She said, "Yeah, my son said I can use this for clout." Now when you, so she clout chasing, Mama Bo. I guess.
That is perfect. Yes, that is exactly what she's doing. Clout chasing her son, and it is sad. But anyhow,
Back to the Fletchers.
right back to the Fletchers. Okay, it is sad, honey.
Girls.
Um,
Oh my
so
god. Miss
where was
Dale
I
said,
at?
"No, you can't call me no mama. No."
Yeah, right. That's what Neil said. No, call her Miss Neil.
That's
Which
right.
duh, like y'all are right in the South, so I know you knew that anyway. Like where are you at? That's probably what I would, if I had to call her name, I would call her Miss. What her first
Miss
name
Dale.
is,
Mhm.
and that's the way I was raised. Like that's how you spoke to your elders. If it's not their last name, if they feel like they allow you to call them by their first name, you still put a Miss or a Mister in front of that. Because like I had to tell my son's friend about this one day. Girl, I'm in Victoria's Secret just doing my shopping, minding my business. And all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "Hey, Brandy." So I'm looking up because I'm thinking it's a friend of mine. It's my damn son's friend.
But you know what? I was never raised that way.
No,
I
I
called my
was.
mom's friends by their first names.
No, that very much
Even
was.
as a kid,
It's just a form of respect. But I'm gonna tell you and I feel like in a sense, like it's not a big deal or not, but at the same time, so I did explain that to her. So I'm like, no, I miss Brandy, and like here's the thing, being able to call my name is a privilege. First of all, my friends talk to me that way. That's why if you a business person, like like when the people call to collect, like I tell them the same thing. Who the fuck? You don't know me, so it's not. Hello, may I speak to Brandy? Who the fuck?
As my mom, her oldest friend, I think I met her. I was 7. She says, "My name is Irene." We always call. I've never said Miss Irene or nothing. Now I was
Not
raised.
even Auntie Irene.
No, hell, she's not
Okay.
mine. No.
Well, I did. Okay.
I've never, in far as like my friends that I've been friends with since we were kids, and our kids are grown now.
Yeah.
We just they call me Angela.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's any I mean, maybe because my mom didn't raise me like that, and even my friends' parents, I called them by their name, Bernice and Tina. I've never said even because my one friend, her mother is the oldest. I mean, her mother, because her siblings are way older than her. And I think we still called her Shirley. We never said Miss
That's so
Shirley.
funny. Y'all just calling me people like that. But that's how it was always explained to me.
Yeah, but like my aunts and uncles, I had to definitely say aunt this or uncle that. Yeah. And my grandma, when she talked to me, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and stuff like that. But far as them people, other people, no.
That's how it was like your friends get to call you. Like your peers.
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Get to that's the privilege, right? Like if we have an impersonal relationship, that like calling my first name is a person, is a personal thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not a huge deal, but so to your point, I have like people that I've worked with who I naturally refer to them as Miss, whatever their name is, especially if they are, I know that they're older than me.
Yeah.
And it's just natural, and my kids do the same. At least I expect them to. Now that they're grown, and again, if like you, because I've had a couple of their friends kind of say, well, his mom said I can call her whatever. And I'm like, no, you put a miss in front of that. Like you don't call her by her name. That's not your friend.
The only people I make do that is the daycare kids. They call me Miss Angela. So
okay.
So when you go to school, because you got to say Miss So-and-so. So
yeah.
Them that. But normally, it doesn't bother me either way. And my kids is so terrible because I was telling my dad, I said, they don't even call my brother's uncle. Or they don't. I said, oh, that's bad. My dad said, well, maybe they never enforced it. And like when my youngest brother, when my daughter was born, my youngest brother, my mom had, he was 14. So maybe he just didn't see it. It's making my daughter say Uncle Keith. My kids never called them Uncle nothing. They always called them by their names. Now I'd have got a beat down if I call one of my aunties or uncles just by their first name. Yeah. I said, but my brothers never really issued it. Then my my younger siblings, which were probably like my little sister was about 5 when my daughter was born. So, and then on my husband's side, he got a brother that's younger than my daughter. So she was like, I was never calling him uncle.
Right. And I can see where that might get a little confusing.
She's like, no, I'm older than him. I'm like, oh God. But yeah, I said, I think that, I don't know, maybe that my mother's mom was so strict that my mom just kind of did things way different.
Yeah.
And so she didn't never, but I thought about that before when I heard other people refer to their mother's friends as Miss this or whatever. I said, we always call Irene. We never, and never no disrespect to her, because I look at her kids like a cousin. We've been, my mom and her been friends since my mom was in her 20s. So my mom's 70 now. So I'm like, we just never called her Irene. Yeah, I never said Miss Irene.
And like my closest friends, my kids refer to them as aunt.
Oh, okay.
But of course I agree with you. So maybe that's just my strictness, in that way. Because they didn't do that on their own. Of course, that what I mean. I gave them that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I refer to them as, oh, your auntie, so and so, auntie this person or whatever.
Now my husband's side of the family do a lot of that, because like my husband tells he related to everybody. So
right, everybody your cousin, ain't that?
Yep, this cousin over there. Not me. I don't know them.
Right. I don't know you, ho.
That'd be my first cousin. I'm just playing. But yeah, so I see that. I just thought about that. I'm like, dang, I hope we weren't being disrespectful, but it just never was a conversation at my home. And I just think because my grandma was so strict, my grandmother didn't really have friends. So her friends were the church people. So my mom and them always say sister so-and-so, brother this and that. But my grandma didn't have no friends going to her house. She didn't believe in that. No, heck no. It was at church and that's it. Her friend was the Lord.
I know that's right. What a friend we have in Jesus, okay? Lil Fletcher, we see Lil Fletcher kind of talking about being a new father, that his priority is he thinks about what he has to do and be there for his new daughter. Neil discusses Kiara seeing Destiny at the Flexivities and says she was friends with Destiny before her and Lance decided to date. The girls, the sisters, Lance's sisters, was kind of asking Kiara how does she feel about seeing Destiny. She said Destiny, she called Destiny, kind of looking at her. I'm like, girl in my Nene voice.
Because she actually looked better at the dinner. Because at the Flexivities, she looked to me. I didn't like her hair. I said, "Oh shit!" I didn't realize it was the same girl at first.
Right.
Yeah. But why Destiny creeping around there?
So so she made sure, Nell made sure to bring up Destiny coming by the house after Flexivities and her and Lance having a conversation, which Kiara was sure to bring it up to Lance.
Yeah.
And here we go again with the way that he described it. They're describing you like you some sort of stalker.
Because that's what it seemed like. Because how old is, I'm thinking they're trying to get the baby to sleep. How old is the little boy supposed to be?
I thought I literally, let's see, the show came out in about 2017. She got pregnant the year after. So I'm thinking that baby got to be about 5 or 6.
That's what I was thinking, about the same age as Martell's son, ain't it?
Yeah. And I mean, maybe you do still got to ride the baby around.
Yeah, was you doing that? That show wasn't doing that.
But the Fletchers made sure to confirm that Destiny lived on the other side of town. So it wasn't like they live in the same neighborhood. And clearly you don't run into Destiny on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this really quick. That's my nephew.
So yeah, so
hey, boy, listen, I'm doing a live. I'm gonna call you right back, okay?
You put the phone on Jordan?
Huh?
You put the phone on Jordan?
Jordan not here.
So yeah, the issue would be, why is she around there? What's Destiny looking for?
Okay, sorry, y'all. What you say?
I said the issue would be, why is she around there? What is Destiny looking for? And
well, that's what Sarah wanted to know.
And she just so happened to come around there when Lance was there. So it seems like she's seen him somewhere and followed him.
Well, that's exactly the way Lance made it seem.
Because what the hell did you come around there for?
So he said they had a conversation for about 10 minutes. Kiara said that was a long high, you know, like
what
like what did y'all have to talk about for 10 minutes, you know? Twan is then put on the spot about where he stands with Destiny. And see, Destiny, this is what we mean by where are your standards, because you being discussed at the table.
Exactly.
A table you ain't even ever been invited to.
Exactly. Her ears ought to have been burning.
Should have been burning, honey. He confirms they had that he had a conversation with Will. Will asked him about her, and that he just chilling. He's single, but he chilling. Big Fletcher confronts Lil Fletcher about not reaching out when he found himself in a bad space. Yeah. Lil Fletcher explains, and I appreciated this coming from him. He explains that he felt like he needed to figure it out on his own. He admitted to his parents that they loved them, but they sometimes can hinder them by doing too much for them, which is ironic that the purpose of the dinner was for them to reinforce boundaries.
Yeah. But yeah, but nobody wants to know that their son slept in their car.
For sure. Oh, absolutely. I totally 1000% agree with that.
You know, we got all this space over here, just me and your daddy.
But I also think that at least what I was taking from what Lil Fletcher was saying was him knowing that the position he found himself in was something he had to figure his way out.
But he still
And
ended up at home, didn't he?
like I was just talking to a friend of mine about another friend who's kind of doing some things that feel in the surface of it, if you discuss it, it feels a little irresponsible to anybody else, assessing the situation. But like I told her, I said, well, clearly she doesn't see it that way, right? She doesn't see it the way that we see it. And that's the beauty about people being adults, that people do get to make their own decisions and they have to deal with the consequences. So sometimes, and I think that is the hard part of, let's say, having your adult children, is allowing them to live through some of their consequences. Some, not all, right? Because we did see Big Fletch and Nell kind of have interjection. So Big Fletcher said that he appreciated what Lil Chris was saying. And that the kids are not spoiled, but they're entitled. And then says there were times where he would not have stepped in, but Nell, insisted that they do something. And so she kind of got an attitude about that. And she was like, well, we don't know what the situation is. I'm guessing she went to bond him out about something. Don't know what he was in jail for or what took place. They didn't go into that. But she said, well, I didn't want him to go to jail. Nobody wants their, son in jail.
True.
You're right. But like I said, I think when we think about that transition from your kids being kids and children to these adult children. So she got an attitude because Big Fletcher referred to them as children, and she said they're not children, And there is a thing you got to turn off. I do it with my son sometimes. My girlfriend called me out about it. I always refer to them as the kids. A lot of times, a lot of times that's the generalized words I use. And so she told me, she looked at me and she said, "Those are not kids." Like. And they're not, she's right. They're not kids. So they my children, they always going to be my babies. But at the same time, as they travel in their adult life, there are going to be some things that they're going to have to get through. And the best, in the words of Steve Harvey, the best lessons are paid lessons, the lessons that it costs you something.
Yeah.
And so you don't get there unless you experience it. So yeah, if you coming in and you always kind of cleaning up, the mess that has been created, you don't allow space for your child to even exercise what you taught them.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and get mad at them about it. Then you turn around and invite them over for a family dinner so you can tell them about. I feel like maybe it's you that need to have a conversation about boundaries, because it seems like you the one that keep crossing it. And it's not necessarily them, which is why you didn't know your son slept in his cot for 2 days. I did, like I say, I agree. I wouldn't want my son. One thing my brother called me one day about my mom telling him that he needed to call her before he came to the house. So he was offended by that. I guess his feelings was a little hurt. So he called me up on the phone because he asked me. He's like, "Do you tell your son that he got to call you before he comes?" And so I'm like, "No, First of all, I'm single, number one. So let's say if I get a man and we're in a live-in situation, that might change, right? You know what I mean? Because, yeah, you might want to let somebody know. But at the same time, like I told him, my son has a key to my place. So it's not even necessary for him to call me for the simple fact, like I told him, I don't want my child to be in any situation and feel like he don't know where to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whether I'm here or not, he can get to, where I'm at, or, where the safe place that's my home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm there or not there. And so, yeah, and like my son, he lives in a different, he live in Illinois. So like he'll come out, and hang out with his friends. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, that type of stuff. I don't want, like, my kids are welcome wherever I am. And they will all have a key to get into wherever I am, So no, you ain't gotta call me before you come. You can just show up. Now, my middle baby, he's the second one to move out. He just moved out a month ago. He has his keys still, but he knocks. Like when he comes over, he'll knock first. And then he'll use his key.
We go in my mama house, put her code in her garage and keep it moving.
Well, yeah.
And we call her name so we don't scare her,
Yeah.
So we'll call. But my mom, even though like my parents divorced when I was 7, she never had a live-in man. So we never was like, had to deal with my mom and her boyfriend, like kind of telling, coming in our house and trying to take over. That stuff ain't never gonna happen. So, so it just was never that. I mean, she dated, of course. She's a nice looking young lady. She dated. She might even have something spend the night, but she never had a man live in her house with us. And I don't know if my mom was, like I said, my grandmother was very old fashioned and very. My mom was the only one of her siblings that kind of tried to, like, if my grandmother was to come over and it was a man over there, my mom would be embarrassed.
Okay.
So, because, so that way she just, because her my grandmother, they talked every day. So she just, her thing was, what would mama think?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I said, the rest of them didn't care. My aunt and uncle didn't give a damn. Shoot, this is my house. But my mother was that way. So she never saying,
that sounds very similar to, me. I'm not, so the only person who I have lived with is their dad. And I think at a certain, even though I dated too, but also at a certain point in their lives, I think I actually just made a decision that I didn't want to bring another man. That wasn't what was on my mind when I was dating, like about trying to get another man to come into the house. And like you said, for the same reason, like, I didn't want any type of conflict between another man trying to tell my kids, and I'm gonna use quotations to say what to do, even though the expectation would be any guy that had come into my house, I should be able to trust him with, whatever direction it was that he would give my boys. But I just didn't want to deal with that at all. And so like, and I remember I had this conversation with a girlfriend of mine. I had told her, it's funny, when we discussed it last year on the trip, I told her then, I said, remember I told you I probably wouldn't actually have a man until my kids were grown. And that part of that is just because while I do trust my kids' judgment and anybody that I decide to spend time with or bring around or whatever, I always want them to like him. But when they become adults, I don't really have to put a lot of emphasis on that because everybody's grown, that y'all out doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? So and if I get married, the technical component would be that's your stepfather. But at the age that y'all are now, no, he's kind of not. You know what I mean? Like, because that's not the purpose. He's my husband, not your.
Exactly. That's how it was with my grandmother and her husband. I was like, my little cousins, they're younger than me. They goes, then you call him granddad? I said, hell no. I was at the wedding. So shit. I was like 6 when my grandma got married.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he's Mr. Henry to me.
Yeah.
I said, and I think too, when like we were young kids, he was never really like the grandfatherly type.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, he was a man of hardly no words. I mean, he would come over and cut my mom's grass and take care of my mom's yard for her and everything, but he never really did nothing with us as grandkids,
Yeah.
So
y'all didn't even have that type of relationship.
No, so I would call him granddaddy. What? Girl, please. I said he was Mr. Henry. And we'd be like, hi and bye. That's it. Because he was a quiet man, just sat there and watched the news. I'm like, no.
Just let him be. Let Mr. Henry be.
Yeah, Mr. Henry. But yeah, my mom, that was her thing. I don't think she really wanted, plus I'm the oldest kid and I'm a girl. There's 2 boys, and like my mom had me at 16. So she got, they got married because she was pregnant, shotgun wedding. So her dad was 19, she was 16, she turned 17 a couple days after she had me. So not having no other man around your growing daughter,
Yeah, for sure.
So,
or boys.
Yeah,
it ain't just the daughter, the boys too.
But back then they thought about the girls,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So they was, that was the whole thing, because because at the time I'm 13, my mama is 30.
Yeah.
I wear 3, she wear 5. You know what I'm saying? We interchange clothes. She may people looking at us like sisters, unless they know us. She looks like the bigger sister. So no. My mom just, she didn't, like I told my aunts and uncles and my mom, I said, I'm thankful that I didn't have an interrupted childhood.
Yeah.
So that was one of her big things, not having any man around like that.
Yeah. For sure. Now listen, let's get into Nell. What I said earlier at the top of the show, I was saying, Nell is showing me a few traits that I don't think I really like.
She's a firecracker.
And I noticed this has been going around TikTok a lot. Maybe that's why it popped in my mind. Or maybe I think my cousin shared a reel that had something, the topic had to do with a narcissistic mom not I'm trying to think what the caption said, but it was basically narcissistic mothers don't get involved in sibling rivalry. Like the point of this reel was to suggest that narcissistic moms kind of create discord within siblings. And a lot. So at the table, I noticed that Nell she had mentioned to Lance that, like she said, she felt in the middle because Chris called her complaining about different things. She said, I'm not going to say nothing. But she told Lance, she said, but I did tell him how I felt about it. Like, I just want to let you know. And, and even when she started to go off on them at the table, it was like, I'm just kind of confused. Like, are you creating this drama with your kids?
Because didn't it seem like, did we miss something? Because I'm like, what did she explode for?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was Big Fletcher at first that when he referred to them as children. She kind of got upset and said they're not children. And so she started to go back and forth with him. And Lance felt that I think he was trying to say that she jumped on her husband. Because that's what she told Lance. She said, well, he can take up for himself if he, felt some type of way. He can tell me, and he said, well, and Big Fletcher just sitting back like, like this is what I go through all the time type of So, I started to look at Nell in a way, like I said, are you the drama? Are you creating this drama in your family? Like, because I don't hear her saying anything that is of resolution.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when we talk about conflict resolution, people get confused and get stuck in just wanting to talk about the problem or wanting somebody to address, like to say, I'm sorry for this problem, but not really looking at the things around it, the circumstances around whatever said problem is, like them always getting money from them, to see what the root, like so how do we resolve it? So like you said, you just had a conversation with them last year about they come and get too much money. And now here we are again, which would insinuate you done gave somebody else some more money.
Yes, yeah.
And so that's what, like, are they crossing the boundary, or is it you not upholding your boundary?
It's probably her not upholding it. She's gonna give the money away, and then some people do that, do it, and then want to complain about it the whole rep.
Yeah. So that's exactly what that feels. That's exactly what I left the episode thinking of with her.
Yeah, so maybe that's how she gets off. You know how some people try to act like the Grinch, but deep down, it makes her day for them to come and need her still.
Yes. And that's, what? That's it. That's it. I that's the thought that I had. Because I got a girlfriend who's similar in the sense of she means well, but I remember saying this to her. I said, I wonder if sometimes when you're in conversation, if there's certain things that people feel like they need to express, right? To just have conversation. So like to your point, you kind of open your doors up to be the babysitter, the this and that. And then there's a complaint behind it when it's utilized. And I'm confused, right? Because it's like, well, if you don't want to, then don't. You know what I mean? Like, but if you do, then do. You know what I mean? Like, but where is the I gotta go do that. Like and I'm thinking, like, is it so we can make conversation? Because I am not the type of person that is going to we ain't gonna have a back and forth about it. Because I'm gonna tell you, do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you didn't want to, then the answer is no. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to you complain. You know what I mean? Like, because whatever. But I do think that there is joy that you get out of that. You know what I mean? Like that you want to be needed and you want to be helpful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do it with a cheerful heart then.
They just want to complain and nag about something.
Yeah, right. That's that's the sentiment. Like, that's what I mean. Like, is that people's way of making conversation? Is to complain?
I guess so. Might be.
But yeah, but I'm not feeling that in Neil. And then I wonder just how much does she keep up between whatever sibling disagreement is happening between. So like, I wonder if if Lance hired him back because your mother told you to. And then the deal, so going back to what we were saying about Destiny, basically forcing her way on Martell's listing, right? Because of your relationship and that, it's kind of like, and not saying that if Lance has the ability to be able to help his brother in that way by giving him a job, that he shouldn't do it. But here's the flip side. If that man coming into that job and not doing his job,
exactly.
That's a problem. And I can't.
This is business.
My brother doesn't mean you just get to get paid whatever you want to get paid or do whatever work you want to do.
Because I'd be like, let him work at the daycare.
Right. Right.
Can he be the janitor after hours? Let him do the cleaning over there.
So I just wondered that, like, what her role is actually in when if the kids are having an issue, what is her conversation? And is it always tailored to who you're talking to and what the subject is about? Or are you coming in with some resolution?
I don't know, because there wasn't any resolution
Not a damn one.
because girl, look, I watched it at the end and the stop. So I know the sons were talking. I know the Destiny name was brought up, but after so much of the same thing, it kind of go wah, wah, wah. It's funny, but I'm not really watching it. So, but yeah, because I was like, what is she going off about? What is she hollering for?
It just seemed like it came out of nowhere to me.
Yeah, it did, because I'm like, did I miss something? I rolled it back. I'm like, I don't know. So it seems like those when she started hollering, then she went off on a whole nother tangent about something that had nothing to do with that conversation.
Right.
To me. And she says they stressing her the hell out.
She say, as the mom, they all come to her. Which, I mean, is that the normal role that a mom plays?
That's what I thought.
Okay, I just wonder, because like my sons, my two sons had a disagreement amongst each other, and I know when I speak to, especially my oldest, I actually mentioned just the other day, what did I say? And so he said, I'm not speaking to him. Talking about my other son. And so I'm like, well, when are y'all gonna, talk about it and get past it?
Exactly, because I don't like that.
Yeah, for sure I don't like it. And we still gonna celebrate our stuff, together. So yeah, that's what I was telling him. Like, well, we getting ready to be together for Christmas. Y'all gonna have to work it out.
Exactly. Life is too short. So whatever it takes for you to get over it or whatever, let's get it over with. Because I don't want you to have any regrets if something happened. Then
that's
you
right.
never, yeah. So that's what I'm big on with my children. And we don't know. You be here now and gone tomorrow. I don't want to be like I wasn't talking to them. None of that kind of mess. No. Because to be mad about what? Especially if it's something very petty,
Exactly.
Because that's how, but yeah, I'm always the one who's trying to find that resolution.
Yeah, for sure. I am too.
I don't want us to keep arguing about something. Because see, people I love, I could argue with you and been to cuss you out and everything, and I'm ready to talk after a while now.
Right.
No, I said that's people I love. Now, you somebody on the street, I don't give a damn. But
that's
the people I love, hey, we didn't stop talking for a while. That's how my grandmother was on my dad's side. Hey, I'm ready to talk now. Shit, we got it off our chest. Say sorry and let's keep it moving. We ain't got to keep harboring over this. Especially if it's a misunderstanding or something like that. But yeah, I usually try to always find some kind of resolution.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I do that just naturally, normally in any conversation and anything. It's like, okay, well, how do we resolve? Because one thing about it is, like I say, we can still. I love the saying, "The devil's in the details," because I use that to remind people, like when you stay in suit and trying to suit out the details like that. Not that you're not supposed to acknowledge what happened, right? But when you stay stuck in there, it doesn't do anything but cause more division. Yeah. So like you got to get a way to get out of it. So like for instance, and I think a lot of families might be similar to what you just described outside of like my particular family members. There is no acknowledgement, there is no apology. So what they kind of have gotten accustomed to doing is something might happen, whatever, maybe you don't go, maybe you go, like you say, a little while without speaking, months, whatever it is, and then you just start back talking without ever acknowledging
what you did wrong or what
right,
happened. Yeah. Just sweeping it under the rug.
right.
That
And
pile
see,
is growing. Yeah.
and I am not that way.
Yeah.
So that's where conflict for me sometimes stays in a particular place, or wouldn't, I don't know if stay in a place is the right word, but when we talked about like no contact, quote
Yeah.
unquote, it's very hard for me in these days to kind of keep that type of dysfunctional relationship together, because I am a resolution minded person. And especially if you kind of are a repeat offender as well. You know what I mean? So it's I think I can use my mom as the best example. Um, I remember telling we had spent a few months not speaking. My cousin asked me about it, and he said, "Y'all still not talking?" I said, "Mm-mm." And so, I mentioned to him. I said, "Well, I decided that there's not even a conversation to have. Right? The reason why I decided that is just because I know that there's not going to be any accountability from the other end."
Mm.
And so with that being said, there's no need to go through the conversation, because it can't be me having to do the accountability, do the apologizing, do you know what I mean? That for you without you acknowledging where I'm sitting, what my stance is. And so yeah, like if you able to apologize and get the talk out and do that, cool. You right. But yeah, like going on and acting like that didn't happen, that doesn't work for me.
Mm.
That doesn't work for me. And I think too, um, especially with some of my family members, I think I've been a little betrayed in ways that process doesn't work for me.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I've even watched them betray each other. And yeah, I don't know how y'all got from there to where you know what I'm saying, to where y'all sitting here now. And listen, I totally agree with you about life is short. You don't want to, but I'll tell you what, I don't have any regrets about anybody that I currently don't have, communication with.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever lost anybody, because that's one thing. I was talking to, I don't even know about just even the way I deal with death. I think it's different than other people. I've not, I've been fortunate enough to not have had to lose that many people that were in very close proximity to me. So
Uh-huh.
what I mean is, I think my nephew passing, was the last kind of closest death. But before him, it was probably my grandfather, which my
Yeah.
grandfather passed in '97. And so I'm saying that to say, like, this is probably the analytical part of my mind. Like, we all know that this is the process of life. You know what I mean? And so for me, if a person can have a good life, they get to their 75, 80, 90, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am not as sad about those types of deaths as I am about some, like my nephew was 19. You
Yeah,
know
of
what I
course.
mean?
Of course. Yeah.
And so it was just kind of like, wow, like he didn't get to,
Live.
he didn't get to live, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, but I try to live my life going back to being a resolution based. I try to live my life in a way that however way I stand and whatever I feel about you, you know that. I'm not waiting until you on your deathbed to come and tell you how much you mean to me. and thank you for these things. Like I watched The Shy. They did a living funeral. That's what made me think about that, because I think I did a review on that. They did a living funeral for the character who was had terminal cancer.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought to myself, I brought it up, and I was saying, like, how do people feel about a living funeral? And I even talked to my son, because listen, y'all know I joke. I be serious, but will joke about it too. But I said, if somebody gave me a living funeral, I would probably be there cussing folks out. And the reason why, not that I don't understand what that point is and why a person would do it. And I think it's a sweet thought. You know what I'm saying? But it would piss me off to know that I have had birthdays, birthday parties, kids graduate, go to prom, get married. You know what I mean? You got all of these things that you go through in life that are worth celebrating.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me when I'm on my last leg is when you decide you got enough energy to come muster up? You know what I mean? Like, and come in, and now you want to share?
Yeah, no.
You
I don't want one. Don't give me one.
That's what I'm right. Listen, y'all gonna be there in tears and not me. Like,
I want to have a party. Don't give me no living funeral. What the hell is that?
like,
what I'm supposed to do? Sit there and everybody come and say something? How's that work?
Yeah.
No.
And see, but that go back to my point. Like that in general, in life, we should be living our lives that way. Like, nobody around you should not be confused about if you love them. And not because you said it, but because the way you show up.
Yes. Because I'm not a person who says I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And like that. My mom raised us that way. And I told her, I said, it's not that we don't think you love us, because my mom showed love.
Mm-hmm.
She just didn't ever say it. So when she tries to say it, and she's not the kind of huggy, kissy person either. That's just not her. My dad was all that. My dad, he always wanted to kiss on you, give you hugs. That's my dad's character.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's always, I love you. My mom showed it. We know that she loved you because her actions showed it. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't say it. So when she says it's kind of weird, like, okay.
Right.
Because, or when she tried to hug you, I'm like, oh, really?
Okay, what you saying? This is awkward. Huh?
Yeah, it was so awkward, but she always showed up and showed us love. I mean, her whole being about, like, my mom is the person that everybody always called on, like all the other cousins or whatever. Call Aunt Gaitha. Aunt Gaitha gonna, they get in the bind. They call Aunt Gaitha house. She always got the one with the same telephone number, so she get all the prison calls.
Right.
But she was the responsible one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I never not felt love just because you didn't say it, because you showed it.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Nobody nobody should leave you and you in a state of feeling like that person didn't know how you felt about them.
Yeah.
So to your point, like, this is funny because I'm gonna do a whole nother YouTube about this, but that's why I say I realized that I'm a lover girl. But what it is like, I tell people I have big emotions and I don't have a problem showing them. You know what I mean? Like, now it doesn't mean like you may not. Not many people are going to see me cry per se. It's certain things that maybe everybody won't be privy to, but like to your point, I show up for people. That, for me, that's how I show love. Right? Act of service, or you know what I mean? And I can tell people I love them. I tell my friends, I got a girlfriend, I left her a message. Okay, I love you. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because I agree with you. Life is short, but that don't mean I'm gonna kiss your ass to be in your life.
Oh, no.
you know. Now what, like, it's people that I can love you and never speak to you again.
Oh no.
I mean, I can. Because again, if we're not, because it has to be reciprocated. If you can't be there for me, if you can't offer me an apology, if you can't defend my name in a room I'm not in, you know what those are not loving qualities, first of all.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I can care about you and decide that the relationship is not, yeah, it's not something that we're going to continue. And it don't mean, like, I don't have an enemy. Same with even my kid's grandmother. Like I don't dislike her. I'm disappointed with her. You know what I'm saying? Like in the course of our relationship, I am disappointed with her. And the way I protect myself is to remove myself. So I'm saying that to say I don't even imagine that there would be any point that I will go through something in which I feel like a person don't know how I feel. I don't think my emotions are not that hideable. I think everybody around me knows exactly where they stand with me. And if they don't, it would be because they're avoiding me.
Yeah. Girl, I'm trying on these boots and it's working my ass trying to get them off.
Yeah, but so like we said, we giving Love and Marriage Huntsville. I said 5. Angela, you said 6. We think it's just okay.
Yeah.
Y'all drop down in the comments. Let us know what you would rate this week's episode. Let us know how you feel about where the season is going.
Because I don't know where it's going.
I don't either. I don't even know where these storylines came from. I get real agitated about the regurgitated storylines. So if y'all want to do a Fletcher dinner, I don't want y'all talking about boundaries every time y'all do a Fletcher dinner.
Girl, they talking about Destiny ass.
Well, they did talk about Destiny. And Destiny, we asked for you to share your life. We didn't, the dating part of it. I don't know you well enough to be
exactly
in your date.
So with her probably divorced, well, she can't show her house.
I don't know, honestly, but I'm going to assume. Same with the baby. I'm going to assume that it must have something to do with the divorce.
Or is she just saying that?
I can't say one way or the other. Now, what I did notice is a little bit off subject. Something must have took place between Mel and Martell and whatever situation they had about posting the kids on social media, because I saw that they both are kind of back to posting the kids.
Yeah, because he took I seen the one time where he had the kids, they were playing tennis or something, won some award. And then the time where he took, I think, the daughter to go and pick up the little boy from school or something. Somebody was at school. And I said, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Right. He went to go pick up Maverick and one of the other kids.
Like it was Sugar Mama or somebody.
Yeah.
I shouldn't try these boots on. Girl, when you got big calves, girl, like it's just my home. God dang. These boots are cute, but God.
Where you get them from?
I ordered them from Dillard's.
Okay.
So they're little Steve Madden, kind of like that cow print.
Yeah.
And shoot, I said, what is it? Probably it's a nice heel on it. So while we're talking, I was just kind of walking around in these rooms because I always got, it's my right foot that always give me problems. So
Yeah.
if my right foot can hang, I'm fine. If I can't, it's gonna be one of them moments where you hurry and get to a seat and sit your ass down.
Right,
You look
right.
pretty.
I hear you.
I got a room full of boots, and I said, "Oh, I see these boots. I wanted one of them, but damn, I'm about to be sitting here struggling. I don't want to be grunting too bad trying to get these mugs off my leg." So I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" But they cute. They don't hurt though.
Well, that's
The
good.
big cast. But I think I said was telling someone
Do
because
you know? I think you can freeze a bag of water, like to stretch them out.
mm,
That's what they do for the Louboutins. Like take like a Ziploc bag
mm,
and fill it up with water. Now, of course, it's got to be able to, like expand the boot or
yeah,
whatever, but you want it to freeze. So, but you put it in there, put it in the boot or whatever. Now, I don't know, the boot might not go in the refrigerator, but that's what I say. I know they do them with the Christian Louboutins
uh,
to get them because those are some uncomfortable shoes I've heard.
So, because like I said, I bought like the shoe stretchers for some of these shoes I done bought.
Mm-hmm.
Because you like it, they come in like the European sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, the one set of shoes, I bought the shoes and the purse, spent $500 and girl, made it to church. And I said I was driving, and while I was driving to church, the shoe made my knee hurt.
Oh, hell no.
Girl, honey, I took them shoes off at church. Had my grandson go outside and give me my dang on Uggs.
I don't blame you.
Don't give me them dang on Ugg slippers. I took them off and gave them away right there at church. I said, I don't even give a
What
damn.
you say? Gave them away? Talking about don't even bring them back to me.
No, 'cause I called myself giving it to my mom, and my mom, she said they were a little big, so she gave them to the lady that one of the ladies at the church. I'm like, cause to me, my mom feet look evidently not as long as mine, but her feet look wider than mine. But honey, whatever it was, they was too big on her feet and too tight on mine.
Mm.
And I'm talking about that pain shot up my damn leg. I said, oh no.
Oh yeah, I was glad.
Girl, no. Because I thought I ordered the right size, and really probably in the US size, they were like 7.5. I was like, oh,
Right.
Because that's a size I normally would wear before I had picked up weight. So I
Yeah.
usually buy an 8. But then sometimes the 8 be too damn big, like too long. So shit. It is what it is, girl.
Girl, I'm with you. I get 9s now. I used to be an 8.5.
Girl. Because my little cousin, we used to talk about her because we said she had like Flintstone feet. And she said, but honey, she could wear them heels and don't have no problem. She said, why y'all sit there cracked on my feet? My feet don't bother me like it's
What you say? These Flintstone feet, honey.
Girl, heck yeah. She wear a 10 and be stepping. I said, girl, my bad-footed ass.
Lord.
Girl, honey, I was complaining, had to have my boots go to the brace shop when I was in the military. Girl, I'm like, oh, my feet hurt so bad. Crying. Boot rubbing all on my foot. I'm like, oh no. Girl, it didn't weigh nothing. It only weighed about 103 pounds. Girl, my feet was killing me. Take this and have this boot stretched. It's God dog. But yeah. So, but I said the episode, I feel like I almost feel like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall and just giving us whatever.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what it is. And listen, I'm not here for it. You can go ahead and end the show for me.
Yeah, because and get Miss Nell and them their own little thing. Because
do they really need their own show though? Because I don't
know. I think they would. They probably wouldn't hold back as much. They probably would really be more entertaining. Because
true. I can see that.
Because they're younger. I feel like the Scotts, don't really want to give you too much, you know. And like you said, they were, they kind of sailed in on, the whole drama of Mel and Martell.
Mm-hmm.
Since they don't, they don't want to talk about their shit. Cause like Miss Wanda was trying to talk about it last week.
Right.
And she said, no, we need a refund. We don't want to talk
Right.
about
Like, we
that.
didn't come here for this.
Yeah, and the only reason why they brought up, I think, put Miss Wanda on the show because it was kind of, dry.
Yeah.
Miss Wanda, kind of gives you a little bit comic relief.
Yeah.
And the little messiness. But no, we not getting with we're not getting too much of nothing. And like Tisha said, hell, she talked about it on her Instagram. So shit. That's it.
That's right. That's what she said, honey. Yeah, I'm kind of like, y'all can just get rid of it then, really. And
Yeah.
I hate to say that because I've been, a love and marriage fan since the beginning. Like, it did, I mean, like we talk about Martell and Mel's issues, they kind of did just kind of take over the show. But I was really excited to just get to see these black folks building houses and
Yeah.
just kind of in a space that we don't get to see very often. And it's strange because I know we need some drama, you know what I mean? Like, that's okay. But some of the manufactured, like you said, just giving us anything that
Yeah.
doesn't work for me.
Yeah, because I would like even like since they threw Will on there. I mean, I don't the ones we see, we don't really see them at work. I love to see Trisha being an engineer doing whatever. What kind of
Right.
work she does. We'll get a little bit of Martell, he brought up the plans about the house and Destiny trying to be Miss Real Estate now.
Right.
I need to see her with other clients.
Well, right. That I said that right. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, like, why is it Martell's listings the only listings you gonna have? Like, where is your office? Right. Like,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
exactly. So because now we
You
got
don't even talk about that with any other person.
because even what's her name? The other lady. What's oh shit? Kimmy, she's a realtor too.
Mm-hmm.
So now y'all should be out there. I mean, leaks when Mel was on there, they had like projects or initiatives for the community. And I think we hadn't got none of that this year. We got some play dates for the adults, but we haven't did, no,
Right.
not one community thing.
Right.
And since that's what they were all about, the comeback crew or whatever. I need to see some community something because I don't know. So I think the next thing we'll see is Miss Neil get her little her little boutique. Mm-hmm. That's it.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna keep working on with them and see what's happening. I wonder if them talking about, so that means Love and Marriage not coming on next week because they doing the ugly Christmas party or whatever.
See, let me tell you, the first time I watched it through, I fell asleep and I saw that. I'm like, what is this? So I guess so. Or is it because it seemed like they would do that when the closer it gets to Christmas?
I would think so, honey.
I don't know. So that's going to be the episode next week, the Christmas thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I would think party.
So. Have you looked at the Diddy documentary on Netflix?
Yes, I have.
I gotta rewatch it. Because I feel like when I put it on, I was, cleaning up and working, and I didn't really get to pay good attention to it. Yeah. I might actually rewatch it today.
I think you did a good job with the documentary. I just got questions. Yeah, I'm a critical thinker, so you have to prove stuff to me for me to believe it. And some things I thought with the first lady who was sexually assaulted, for someone else to tell her about it, I thought to myself,
you talking about Aubrey?
I ain't talking about her. It's a heavy set
Okay.
lady. She was in a video. This supposed to have happened like 89, 90.
Okay.
And someone told her about her being in a video that they seen that Puffy was showing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't recall it like Aubrey didn't recall.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, because we as women, when that kind of stuff go down, usually you know if something happened to you. Might not recall it, but you didn't know. Your body will tell you that you didn't.
I would think you know, it's so
I mean, because even though if I don't recall it, I think my body would at least say something went in here. You know how people
right, like would you be sore? Would
yes,
you, yeah, like I
yes,
agree. Would you
yes.
have some type of something that's happening and you like, what the fuck? Do you got a bruise? Did you wake up bruised somewhere that you wasn't before? You know,
But
and
just knowing that you had that experience, you would have something. And for the lady, the first lady, when she's talking about it, only reason why she knew because somebody else said it to her. And I'm like, and I think for me, I mean, but definitely, I think she has a civil suit against him, but that wouldn't be enough to, you know, because she don't remember it, and she's never seen the tape, and the people who supposed to have seen it or whatever. I'm like, okay, you know, just being a person on the outside, I believe she believes it happened because of what someone said, but she has no knowledge of this. And like I said, this is early 90s. And I think 89, 90s, because he was still like doing party promoting and stuff. And there was a video that they went to go and shoot because he said he never spent time with her alone. She don't even remember the time alone. And I thought, oh, because I had to go and rewatch that a couple times, just trying to make sure I understood. And it seems like she's stuck in this place where somebody told her that this happened. I'm like, because she was a very pretty girl, kind of in some, you know, if you turn her sideways back then, she kind of looked like an old Beyonce, you know, you know, I mean, but you know, Beyonce as a teenager look, you know, that kind of look, you know, a little like that. I'm like, well, when most of the video girls kind of looking like that look, you know, was it possible that somebody thought that was her and it was not? Because she's never seen it, she had no recollection. And then, you know, so, but I, you know, that, but I would say, I think it's a good documentary. I love watching documentaries anyways. But that was some of the things I thought, oh, especially with Aubrey too. She said, you know, she don't want to go down that road because she found out the girl's lying. Then how many other lawsuits would be messed up, or did this really happen to her? You know, but she, you know, like she's like, you know, as she's reading it, she's kind of tripping out reading this email that was sent to her. That somebody threw up and down that was her. I'm like, okay, so what kind of did you ever wake up and kind of wonder like, dang, I'm so groggy. What happened? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. I did. I heard Aubrey's, and like I said, that's why I say I got to go back and rewatch, which I might end up doing that tonight. But you know, I feel like I feel like there is one instance I left a club one time, and I tell people this story because I ain't never been back to that bar either. But I feel like I think somebody slipped something in my drink that night.
Okay.
And to your point, it's not because nobody assaulted me, thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are parts. There's a whole section of the night I don't remember.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is there something like, you know, how you was like today, or I've been drunk. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So,
and that's what I mean. Like you said, I've been drunk. I've been blackout drunk. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
so is there a part where you be like, damn, I don't remember, you know,
I agree. Yeah. No, that didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
For
So
me.
yeah.
For me, it didn't. It didn't feel like nothing I had ever experienced before. That's why my mind is like, did somebody put something in my drink?
Yeah. So, but even you have that recollection of thinking something, somebody did something. Whereas Aubrey don't. She's like, because she didn't drink or nothing like that. So And this other lady, kind of the same thing. Like somebody told you about an instance, but you don't remember, like, okay, being real groggy or something that was a little bit not normal.
Off. Right.
Yeah.
Off.
And then if for you know how us women are. So you tell me that I didn't have sex and I don't care how much washing somebody else tried to do or put you back in your clothes, you know when you've been penetrated. That's the best way I can say it.
I would think.
Yeah, you know, because it's just, even if somebody said, oh, well, maybe he used lube. Well, still the lube, whatever come in there, got to come back down.
Yeah.
So seems like you would know that that kind of situation happened with you. You know, or you can't remember, but you know this ain't right here. And this is why I know something had to happen, because this is not right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way. I'm like, okay. But like I said, it's a good documentary, but those are the things, you know, that and the man giving up his 25 shares. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I did remember seeing that part
too.
too.
I don't care. Buffy, but he would have had to take me out. Because that would have not ever happened. And then me continue working for him. And I can't be in close proximity or working for somebody and I'm scared of you. That would never happen.
That's right.
So, and I just feel like in those people's situations, they was for the fuck shit when it was happening to somebody else. But when the fuck shit happened to them,
right,
it was a problem. That's what it seemed like.
And like you said, because that's got to be a problem all day.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm not talking about the women who got there. I'm talking about the ones who worked with them and knew the shit, seeing the shit being done to other people, supposedly.
Right.
But the buck stopped when it happened to you.
Right.
You know, so
I'm like, because that's the one girl, because I think the one girl, she actually testified during the trial, right?
Yeah, Capricorn.
Okay.
Girl, that's the one that made herself look stupid.
She really did.
I'm like, what the hell? I mean, because it was almost comical as I'm reading it, as they're sending out the feeds. I'm like, this girl that lost her mind. But I'm just like, okay, so y'all see this, and I guess I said, I'm a little person. You've seen how short I am. There's no way in the world I could work for somebody, and I knew that they were doing that to someone else, and I'm still gonna be a hangers on, and they act like he don't pay you right. What am I here for?
Yeah.
And that sounds crazy to me, but like I said, 50 Cent did a very good job with it. I love watching documentaries, so it kept my interest. I watched most of the 4th episode. I mean, I watched the end part of it. I think I fell asleep. And I ain't going back to rewatch it. But the guy that ultimately helped one of the founders, you know, Bad Boy, he actually said that he was assaulted. I'm like, so you was assaulted and you let this man fire you?
Right.
I don't get it. You're a man.
Yeah.
I mean, you worked for him for years. You helped put this business together. You let the man take the shares from you. There's no way in the world. I said, only thing I could think of, he stayed in his circle. He had people that were, you know, that were just scared of him, I guess. Nobody that was alpha. All those was delta. I guess. I don't know. And I don't understand it, especially when it's a man involved.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of money to lose because this man put up a bat at you, I just don't understand that.
No, I get it.
Girl, please. Ain't nowhere in the world, because I would have cashed out them stocks that day.
Okay, you never seen me again.
That's right. You would have never. And he said he was homeless. I'm like, all that talent you had and you became homeless with your drugs? I just can't understand that. You know, because you were
honestly.
Because you were talented enough to even get a job to work at what's it called? Whatever it's called, the first one. Uptown. You know, that's where he met Puffy at. But so you were talented enough to get that type of job. You telling me that you became homeless, but you still kept these records? I don't know. Maybe my mind just worked different. But ain't no way in the world he took them 25 shares from me. No way. I think I agree. Girl, I probably would have just died that day. He wouldn't have got
But
them.
I tried to look at everything with, I guess like maybe an open man in the sense
Yeah.
like of not knowing, just not knowing, the exact thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you
Because
said,
we really,
you
you know,
pointing out something that sounds absurd. You know what I mean?
so it's just,
It's
I think it was,
like you said, like what? You just handed over your shares like that?
yes, 25, not 2, but 25. And he said he was going to pay you back because I want to know the timeline because he got fired after he said 3 months after he wouldn't lie about old boy's contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you already got the estate from Biggie coming back saying that no, Puffy never requested monies back for the funeral. So it's already, they didn't came out and said something. I don't know. Like I said, it's a good documentary and you can take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And some people say, oh, they got more evidence than the feds have. No, this is all hearsay.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Unless he would have showed me the car rental receipts. He just said this is stuff he wrote down.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like scribble scrap on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So did he write it down last night? I don't know. That's what I'm looking at. Did he write it down last night? I just don't take everybody's word as gospel, no matter who it is.
I agree.
So
it depends. I feel like you said, like we talk about like character, credibility. All of those things might go into how I'm. You know what I mean? Like if I take a person's word for something.
Yeah, and then
I do agree, like to you with the documentaries. I love crime documentaries too.
Yeah.
So I love being able to watch different ones, even though that the facts are the same for the most part, right? But I like to see like if there's a difference in what this person is coming in around. Girl, so that's how I end up watching The Staircase. And I had watched that a long time ago. But it came, I guess they put it back on or something. Anyway, and this particular documentary actually had a different theory. Girl, but I laughed so hard with that lady. I said, she want us to believe that lady got attacked by an owl and was so disoriented, like from fighting with the owl, that she fell down the stairs.
No, but girl, if you I like watching a lot of documentaries on Netflix. They had one that was called Abducted in Plain Sight. And honey, I think I used to be like, it was a group on Facebook that had like Netflix stuff, and somebody brought that up. And everybody was like, this is the dumbest damn girl. The man had the mama, the daddy, and the daughter.
Locked up?
No, I'm saying knew them in the biblical term.
Oh.
Girl, and so the girl was like 12 when he kidnapped her. Girl, it was this is some white people. Lord forgive me, but these was the stupidest white people, and they were so naive. Girl, they took it off of there. It just went off, but you probably can find it on YouTube, girl. But me and my daughter talked about this series. I said, these got to be the craziest people I ever met in my life. And the girl was, because it happened in the 70s, the girl was young, and he told her that basically she had to conceive a baby like Jesus did. I mean, like Jesus was. So like he was an alien, and he had to get her pregnant, girl. Because the first time she came up adopted, they didn't even report it because the man had the goods on the daddy and the mama.
Oh my goodness.
Girl. So when they finally got the girl back, they didn't press charges because they didn't want the man saying about either one of the affairs.
Wow.
And he did all that just to get to that little girl, and he kept after her again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's called Abducted in Plain Sight. I said, girl,
why didn't watch that?
Girl, I said I would have took that to my grave. I would have told nobody none of that. Because I think she did a book tour, but you probably can find it on YouTube. It's a good one because you said these is the dumbest people I ever seen in my life.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you the one that really threw me for a loop. And I feel like I'm still confused. Is that damn Natalia Grace?
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Natalia Grace, the girl who was they adopted she was a little person, and they said that she was the wrong age. They got her butt re-aged to like an adult age, and it was in Indiana too. These people lived in Indiana.
I think I heard a little bit about that.
Yep, and moved her out to Lafayette, girl, and left her out there by her damn self.
Was she actually groomed?
No. So but the fucked up thing is, girl, look, you gotta go through the documentaries with the rest of us. But honey, it's like going through it to hear their stories and stuff. They was using so the mama claimed that when they got the girl, she claims that night when she went to go give her a bath, and the girl had pubic hair. So because she's telling us like different scenarios about why she thought the girl had to be older than whatever.
Okay, so how old was the little girl supposed to be?
I think she was supposed to have been 6.
Well, some kids, develop quicker too, though.
Well, that's kind of right. That's what, but the way when they went to court and re-aged the girl, like these were some sneaky little people. They re-aged her because she was disabled also. So it was like they couldn't just give her back or give her up, and they re-aged her to an adult. Like
and she was 6.
Well, I think by the time they got her re-aged, she might have technically been like 9. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she was.
I remember
she was a little girl when they left her ass in the apartment.
I vaguely remember it, but I always kind of, when I thought of that case, I thought of. Do you remember that movie Orphan?
That's what everybody compared it to.
Okay, but Orphan was actually an older person. Period.
Right. Exactly. That's what a lot of people was thinking. Kind of using that as the example. But and the only thing, so of course, the biggest question always is and had been, how old is she? Right?
So she didn't have a birth certificate?
No. So the way that they got her was like, it felt like it was kind of like under the table type of deal. Like they were supposed to be adopting one child, and something happened when it fell through. And so the person ended up with this Russian baby, little girl, and
from another country.
Huh?
Okay, yeah, from another country.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they went and got her. And then here we are, from there. But like I say, the documentary is so funny though, in a sense, because they interviewing all kind of people. So before they moved her to Lafayette, they had her in Westfield.
Okay.
And they moved her there first. And so they got not just the parents, but they got people from the neighborhood that was on there. Honey, they describing this girl like kind of like what you're saying about the orphan, like they were scared of her. I'm like, girl, like not even as tall, don't even come up to your kneecap, and got y'all all terrorized. Like, I cannot understand this. It's a mess.
Because she's different, and and they made like how long time ago, I know when I was a kid, they used to have the kids that had like Down syndrome. We used to be scared. Yeah. So I can imagine somebody that made up some rumor about this little girl.
Girl, it was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Girl, I was like, it was like the Salem. You remember like the Salem witch trials? You remember how in school you learned about the Salem witch trials?
Right. Yep. I read that book.
So that little girl, they probably made her like she was a little witch.
Oh, dang, ain't that terrible?
Because she's different,
So once you could visibly say the main question was trying to get to how old is she, Yeah. But it was really confusing. They did a good job at confusing you about it.
Yeah, so like I said, I think 50 Cent did a very good job with it. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed looking at the little baby Diddy.
Mhm.
I said with the how his mama used to style him, and now
Mhm.
they try to say like I don't know, try to put like okay, is he the way he is because of his mom? Is it her fault? Like hell no, he a grown ass man. So
Yeah.
it's just, but like I said, it was a good watch. I would say
Yeah.
that. Far as them trying to pin the other Tupac stuff on him, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
I noticed that too. That's why I say I gotta go back and I do really gotta watch
Niggas,
because
how credible is Keefy D? You know what I'm saying?
sounds like he not,
Yeah,
which is why I think ain't nothing really went nowhere
exactly.
because he been saying the same shit for I don't know how long.
Well, he had sold a book and all that kind of stuff running his mouth, and then they finally took him up on it. So I don't know, but yeah, like I said, he did a good job with it. I thought it was a good watch, but some of the things I was like, especially when that one prostitute mentioned about the baby oil, and I'm like, okay, now according to the court documents, none of that stuff was ever found in that. So for you,
That's what they said.
so for him to say that, I'm like, okay, I'm when did they interview him? Was it before the trial was over with?
Right.
Because why did he say that? You already know because he didn't get a chance to. They didn't let him be a witness, the prosecutors, because his testimony, which he said himself in another interview I seen him on, he said his testimony would have been more in line with Diddy's.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the prosecutors did not have him. And the defense never called no one. So
Mm-hmm. Right.
like, so okay, sir. I'm like, if I feel like I'm catching you in a lie or something, I'm like, okay.
Right.
So but like I said, it's a good watch. And I enjoyed it. I like, kind of reminiscing. As in the 90s, I really didn't know about that the thing that happened at the basketball game. I didn't know about that.
Okay.
I didn't know about that till a couple of years ago when somebody brought it up. I'm like,
Right. I
oh,
feel like I didn't either.
yeah. I mean, because we didn't live there, and we ain't like we had social media, and at the time he was nobody to us. So but yeah, to see that, I'm like, all them people bum rush that. Oh my God. I would hate, and then I thought the young Puffy remind me of Lemmy from Zeus. I said, because I always used to say, because I remember when Suge Knight, I remember watching the Source Awards and seeing Suge Knight say all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember that shit too.
Yes, in real time watching it.
No, I agree with you. Well, because that happened, like I tell my kids, I said that happened when, first of all, the awards we all came. You know what I'm saying? We made sure we watched the
Yeah,
awards
because you
because
couldn't
that
see
was
the
the only
repeat.
time you could see them. Like
Yes, right.
nobody was running that back. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So you had to be on it.
So you had to watch live so you
Yes.
could know what was happening. And I
Mhm.
agree with you. I remember that. I remember that. And
I
sitting
remember
right in
that
front of the TV for it, okay?
exactly. And because only time you you got to watch it again unless you videotaped it on the
Exactly.
VHS.
Exactly. Yeah.
I said, so I remember that, and I always, when they went back to Young Puffy, I said, that's because I always thought he was soft. I was a person who liked West Coast rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I was West Coast. So, but I remember the whole thing. When you seeing it, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, yeah, this gave me this whole memory. I liked, a lot of Puffy them songs too, though. But I kind of, I was into Tupac and Snoop them. That was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like their music. So I'm like, well, I remember when this happened, but I thought, man, how in the world, because I remember when I'll Be Sure first came out. And for Kim to be with I'll Be Sure, and then for Puffy every day down there begging her, only to make a fool out of her when he get her.
Right.
I mean, and I'm like, how in the world she went from, because at the time, I'll be sure, like the man said, was hotter than fish grease. Girl.
Yeah, he was.
He was, girl. Shoot, I think I was in 9th grade when Day and Night came out. I'm like, oh, shoot, he fine. Girl.
And right, like you said, was fine,
And Puffy looked like he looked.
corny.
Yes, he looked very nerdy.
I feel like that's what I always thought he looked corny to me. He felt corny. He looked corny. But I'm a music lover, so I don't think I didn't have one over the other. I listened to it, to them all.
Yeah, well, I would say this. As far as like all the stuff he did with Mary J, yes. But when it came to rap, I liked this Snoop and Tupac better than I like the Notorious B.I.G. He just sounds fat. I just didn't like his voice.
He sure did, honey. He sounded like he had a hard time breathing.
Yeah, he sounded like Juicy on the PJs. So it was, it was what it was. So I wasn't into his music. I mean, I think I like Mace a little bit, but I didn't care for his sound. I mean, but some of the songs I did like, but his voice was just irritating to me.
Yeah.
So
funny.
Yeah, he sounded like Juicy. Like I told some girl before, I said, "Oh, you sound fat."
He sound the way Vince looked with that tongue hanging out of his mouth.
Girl, I said, oh yeah, but girl, just reminiscing on all the Heavy D stuff. I said, because usually when a Heavy D song come on, you about to be on the dance floor jamming. And I was telling my daughter, I said, look at that early pictures of Heavy D. I said, by today's standard, he wasn't that damn fat.
No, for real, he wasn't.
I was like, I thought he was the biggest thing. I said, oh, he cute and fat.
He was cute and fat.
I said, but we was little, I'm like, you weigh nothing. I said, now everybody, on the big side. So now he looked normal.
Right.
So yeah, but then 50 Cent did his thing with it, and I enjoyed watching it. A little bit of the nostalgia and hearing, some of the things about him, learning his childhood and how he went to parochial school and all that. But I just thought, oh, I can't remember the name of that show when they kind of go over your life, and his mama was talking about her being at the after hours and pouring liquor for people.
Yeah.
And they would tip her because they thought she was sophisticated. I said, and you've seen Puffy face. Now, he glamorized his daddy being a street hustler. But he ain't like that. That's because, no, we was knowing she was in there turning tricks. That's what that was.
He's pulling a Mia Thornton, huh? Like, you work in the strip club in ball gowns where they serve steak and lobster.
Yes. Honey, you see his whole face turned. I said, oh, it's this dude bad. But yeah, it was good, though. So I'll let you watch it. I'll probably one day this week watch the rest of it so I can kind of fill myself in. But I caught myself watching it again yesterday, and I said, I don't need to take so much. And I think I usually kind of check out if I can knowingly know something that I felt that was wrong. So then I kind of just check that whole, I check out. And I'm like, okay. Let me go on to the next person, because it seems like everyone here. Then someone's going online saying that the juror that's in there, trying to make like the girl that's in the picture with Puffy was her, and it's some girl named Winter, and she already told one of the persons that put it up on social media, take this down because that's me, and I'm no juror. But the juror and the girl kind of look alike, and they were trying to say that maybe Puffy had not a relationship, but knew this lady prior to this trial. And that's why, and it's not her, but everybody's running with it on social media though. I didn't see it.
Well, once you get the hold to social media, it do be hard to come back and say, take it back.
Yeah, because the girl was like, not the juror, but the person who was actually in that picture. Her name is Winter. She said, that is me. That is not that lady. But yeah, I didn't see other people, because everybody want clicks and views. So they running with that's that lady. So yeah, but that's it. Girl, let me go in here and try to find me something to eat and get ready for Potomac and Married to Medicine.
That's right. All right, y'all. Well, thanks so much for joining. I'm so glad we got to get our Love and Marriage Huntsville on. We will be back. So we're gonna do Tuesday, right?
Yes, Tuesday we'll do Potomac and Married to Medicine.
And Married to Medicine. Okay. So
All
we
right.
will see y'all back here Tuesday.
All righty, y'all have a great evening and
Make
enjoy
sure you
the rest
like,
of your Sunday.
subscribe, and share the video.
Yes. See you later.
See you later.